So, hello Alex, welcome in. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I haven't seen you for a couple weeks.
Yes, it's
It's
been
been a
a few.
few weeks. Okay, so how's it going with everything, work and school?
Well, I'm still very busy, so it's still like a lot of work. But I think I've been handling it a little bit better than a few months ago.
Right. I know, I want to recap a little bit about the situation. I know it's been a few weeks, so I just wanted to make sure I'm on the right page with
Yeah.
you and what's been going on. We've seen each other for a couple like months, and we've been working on your depression and your symptoms because after your breakup, you just started feeling depressed,
Hmm.
especially because you went through like a lot of abuse and domestic violence issues. And I know you've progressed, but at some point we have to stop and think about, okay, where are we going now and how are you doing? Am I correct on the information that I just gave you?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You
Okay.
pretty much got it. Yeah.
Okay. So, how have you been doing with the activities that we've been talked about reframing our thoughts and just whenever we got to the crisis and you've been feeling like that?
Um. Well, I still have negative thoughts. It's hard to like kind of get rid of all of them because I kind of just started to do it right. So um, some are easier than others, but sometimes since I've been kind of starting to work on things, I've been kind of telling like family and friends like, hey, if you notice anything that's kind of off, let me know. 'Cause sometimes it's hard for me to know.
Okay.
Um, and so there's a lot of things that I didn't even know that I was like behaving or acting, and I noticed that when they bring up those examples, it's usually like when I've been, really depressed and I don't really want to interact or I don't want to do things, and I noticed that um, the ones that I do catch, then I can kind of start to do the, thinking about something better or doing something else to replace that instead
Mm-hmm.
of having those negative thoughts all the time. So I'm working on it. I think that I'm getting better in some parts, but I definitely still need to work on it.
Okay, well, I'm glad you kind of recognize that you've been struggling a little bit. And before I go into detail with that, I know we've talked about your family and your friends, and they're a very good support system. So I just want to make sure that they're still there for you and that they've been helpful through the process.
Yeah, right now, that's yeah, they've been very helpful for me to be able to keep myself busy and
Okay.
distracted, and also being able to talk about the things
Okay.
that happen more, because I never really used to talk to them about it that much. And also, like I said, for them to kind of help me identify some of the times
Right.
when I'm starting to go down and not noticing it.
Okay. So when you mentioned to them to let you know about if there's any changes in you or they see something like out of place, do they understand that for the most part?
I think they understand it now, because we've had several kind of conversations, and I've been more honest about the things that really happen in my relationships and things that happened in the past. And I think that maybe it makes sense to them now a little bit more about why I've been feeling the way I've been feeling. And
Okay.
I feel like they get it.
So one of the persons that you mentioned a lot when we for the previous sessions that we had was your mom, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And you said that your mom endured a lot of domestic violence as well in her
Hmm.
relationship and your childhood. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that your mom was understanding okay and her side, her point of view, I would say, just to see if she was able to help you because she was in a similar situation. That's why I asked if she understands and how helpful was that to you.
I think she does understand. Um, it's been helpful because at least I get to have the perspective of somebody who's kind of gone through it, and
Okay.
now that I'm an adult, I can have a different kind of conversation with her about it than maybe when I was younger. We didn't have a conversation about it at
Okay.
all, and so that's been helping. Um, I feel like it's also understanding. Well, she understands that there's differences. My mom stayed in the relationship as long as she did because financially she couldn't support herself or us.
Mhm.
I'm not in that situation, so that makes it, I think, a little bit different. And that's what she also tells me, that at least, I wasn't in that situation where, for that reason, I had
Right.
to stay there longer than I needed to.
Okay. So I'm glad that your mom is able to understand and help you out and just be a support system for you. You did say that they mention when they see things, they'll mention it to you. Can you give me an example of like what they see in you that they have identified that you haven't seen in yourself?
Well, one of the things is I kind of have trouble sleeping. Like I
Okay.
talked to you about it. Like I
Right.
kind of don't get that good of sleep, and sometimes like if I am home or I get home and people are calling me, sometimes I fall asleep if I'm not feeling too good, and I think that's one of the things that when I let them know, oh, I was sleeping, or and it's
Mhm.
like the afternoon and I'm not sick, then they kind of that's one of the things that they kind of start to notice. Or I really like to go out to go dancing and things like that. So whenever they and every time anybody invites me, I always go.
Right.
So if I say no and there's not like a reason like, oh, I have to work or I already have something else to do, again, that's one of those things that they kind of notice that this is something you really like to do and you don't want to do it, so what's up? And unless
Right.
there's like a good enough reason, like, oh, I have to work the next day or, oh, I already have plans,
Mhm.
then it's kind of hard. And then it's easy for them to tell that it's maybe
So
me
they're
not
able
feeling so
to
good.
identify it,
Yeah.
right? By you
Yeah.
not.
Hmm.
You say sometimes you don't want to go out, but you don't have any reason
Yeah.
to go,
Yeah.
to not go.
Yeah.
And then you're sleeping during the day,
Hmm.
and obviously they're trying to get a hold of you, so they know
Mhm.
something is like, okay, maybe he's
Yeah.
feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
How often are you feeling like that now after sessions?
It's less, but it still happens.
It still happens?
It could happen maybe. The last time that I would say that I noticed it was maybe like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
But since then, it's not been really bad at all. It's been better.
Okay. So if I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts like when you're in bed and you don't want to get up, or you're in bed and you just want to sleep?
I think like kind of like what's the point? Um, like why get up? It's meaningless. I'm not really happy, or I mean, I think I'm not happy. Um, so I just kind of start thinking about all the things that aren't going well in my life, and kind of just thinking about those things over and over again, and kind of like bringing myself down, and then kind of keeping myself down by thinking about those things, and then continuing to think about those things. So normally that's how it ends up happening for me.
Okay. So the situation, obviously, you've been feeling depressed. I'm gonna go step by step, kind of like what we've been going through sessions, because I noticed that sometimes when we don't come in as often,
Yeah.
we start forgetting,
Yes, yes, yes.
right? So the situation, the breakup, it obviously affected you going through that abuse. You don't get out of bed. Sometimes you don't want to go out with your friends or whoever they invite you, and you said that you've been thinking to yourself like it's meaningless. You don't feel like going. You just kind of bring yourself down. When you bring yourself down and you think about all those negative thoughts, what are the emotions that you're like feeling?
Sometimes I feel really sad. Sometimes I kind of feel like nothing. Like I just don't care. Not I guess not good, not bad. Just kind of like whatever. Um, and so those are the kind of things. Again, what's the point? Or I feel sad. I feel down. I'm worthless. I'm not ever gonna get better. I'm never gonna be happy. Those are the kind of things.
So what behavior do you think? How does that affect your behavior? Besides not wanting to go out, how else do you think that?
Well, it just doesn't really. I start eating bad.
Okay.
I'll start like not caring and just not working out. I don't put as much effort into doing work or homework or whatever it is that I'm doing. I kind of just half-ass it just to kind of get it done.
Would you say you're like less motivated?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So what we did right now was like a little restructuring of your thoughts.
Okay.
We haven't restructured yet, I mean. But I wanted you to show me and talk about the negative situation, the negative thoughts, the emotions, and obviously the behavior that it's leading you to. Everything you told me has been your negative thoughts and how you don't really want to go out and stuff like that. So that's kind of when you get in those moods, the depression moods that we've always talked about when we come here, and how we need to work on getting out of them, right?
Right.
So now I want to talk about, okay, so the situation isn't going to change apparently because you're not going back to that relationship. You ended it and you want to better yourself. But now I want you to think about thoughts that are positive, like, okay, what is a positive that I'm getting out of this? What do you think?
Well, I mean, the positive is that I'm no longer like with the relationship, that I'm not in a bad situation.
Okay.
I like identified like the things that I liked about the relationship, but then I also am aware of the things I don't like about the
Okay.
relationship.
And then obviously with that, your thoughts are maybe, okay, maybe I can go out and enjoy life without anybody telling me anything else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you start feeling maybe happy. How do you
Yeah.
feel when you like, oh, I'm relieved from that, or how do you think?
I'm just not stressed, like not
Mhm.
having to worry about what happens next or what am I gonna do if I do something
Mhm.
wrong or
Right.
look or say something or do something or
It's kind of like a little bit of more freedom than walking with
just more
without
relaxed. Yeah.
eggshells, you know, like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
tiptoeing.
Hmm.
Okay, so do you think that would change your behavior of how you feel and how you are with everybody else?
I think yeah. I think it has been yeah.
Okay, so what I kind of did right now was a lot of the previous sessions we worked on the cognitive model, if you don't remember. And what I did was obviously talk about the situation, something happened, the thoughts, the emotion, and the behavior. This session right now, which was briefing, you mentioned a whole negative situation and how you were feeling with the depression. And then we turned it into something positive and what you can do to work on to feel better. Do you think that that would be helpful how we did the scenarios?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
It's more working.
What I want to do is, I know it's brief, but I want you to come in next week, one week earlier. I know it's every 2 weeks, but I think just to kind of see how you're feeling and if you're still trying not to get out of bed and if you're not trying to go out, to see maybe we can intervene using different interventions or different activities that may be able to help you progress a little bit more.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in and hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Mhm.
Okay.